the hell? What the hell?
The world is full of mysteries, and some of them are downright creepy. Strange creatures, creepy cryptids, and glowing eyes peering through the dark. These encounters are too wild to ignore. Hold on tight as I'll show you unbelievable footage of cryptids. If not filmed, no one would ever believe.
What is that? Dude.
In 2017, a chilling video captured a strange encounter in the woods. While preparing fireworks, two friends were startled by a high-pitched, guttural cry echoing through the trees. Setting aside their fireworks, they decided to investigate the unsettling noise. As they went deeper into the forest, they froze in terror when they spotted a huge, white figure. It was hard to tell if it was human, animal, or something else entirely. Panicked to see the humanoid, they ran away, throwing a firework at the creature in fear. Some viewers speculated it was a Sasquatch, while others thought it might have been a confused person lost in the woods.
Go! No! Run!
Humanoid creature.
They got this really weird creature caged up. It looks like some sort of deformed human.
Zoos are meant for animals, but this one wasn't like anything you'd expect. Some friends visiting a zoo in Romania came across a strange being behind the bars. It was a humanoid figure, bald, with pale skin, and its behavior was completely bizarre. The sight of it scared them, and they quickly backed away, deciding to leave the zoo. But what they saw raised even more questions. No one knew what the creature was, or if there were more like it hidden somewhere in the zoo. Was it a cryptid or something else entirely? What do you think? Camping encounter. While camping in the woods, a group of friends noticed a weird thing in their camp. The moment they saw it, they turned and ran, but one of them didn't realize what was happening. Suddenly, he felt something right behind him, and fear took over. He sprinted away, but when he turned to look, he saw a shadow in their tent. It was the unmistakable shape of a skinwalker. The friends couldn't believe their eyes, and the fear of what they had just witnessed stayed with them long after the night ended. Rare sight. A farmer, walking through his fields at night, noticed an animal sitting quietly in the grass. At first, he thought it was just a dog or a cat, but when he shined his flashlight on it, he realized it was far different. Though he wasn't fully convinced, it seemed like it could be a skinwalker or perhaps a rare species. Whatever it was certainly in the wrong place at the wrong time, leaving the farmer uneasy about what he had just encountered. Wild enigma. A man walking near some fields noticed a strange figure emerging from the grass. It wasn't like any typical animal, it was much larger, and its shape was unlike anything he had ever seen. Immediately, he realized what it was: a cryptid creature. The weird sight left him frozen, unsure of what to do next. If someone else was at his place, surely had run off. Skinwalker encounter. A local was walking through the woods late at night when he spotted a terrifying sight. Behind a tree, a creature emerged with a skull-like face and a bony, lean body. No flesh, just bones. The sight was scary. But before he could fully process what he was seeing, the creature shifted, transforming into a purple wolf. It only took a moment, but in that instant, he realized what it was: a skinwalker. The creature's unsettling nature made it clear that running was the best option, but it remained in the shadows. Would he escape safely? Only time will tell. Mysterious lurker. Have you ever seen a creature with glowing eyes? Well, a strange video surfaced where a small dinosaur-like being was spotted behind a window. It didn't move, but just stood there, staring directly at the camera with glowing eyes. The odd, almost weird stillness made it feel as though it was waiting for someone. The video ended abruptly. No one knew what happened next. What was that creature? and no one knows for sure, but it left an unsettling mystery that no one can solve. Creature spotted. While hiking through a hilly area one night, a hiker saw an unbelievable sight. Sitting on top of a cliff was a humanoid creature, sitting still. He thought it wasn't real, but after taking a closer look, he was wrong. The creature had wings and was feeding on its prey. He got scared as he made the connection. This was a cryptid creature, something he'd only heard about in stories. Terrified, he turned and ran, not daring to look back, as he was unsure if it was watching him or waiting for the right moment to move. Horned beast. An explorer entered an abandoned house, hoping to uncover its secrets, but what he found was far from ordinary. He recorded a horrid black horned beast staring right at him. While the man kept reciting protection spells in his language, the creature continued to stare at him, and then it began to move. This made the explorer turn around and run for his life. Deformed creature. In this footage from an old cave, an explorer was venturing through when he started hearing strange voices echoing through the darkness. As he moved closer, he found himself face to face with something terrifying. Behind the rocks, a skinny being stood, looking just like an alien straight out of a movie. Thankfully, the creature didn't notice the explorer. If it had, the outcome might have been very different. The footage leaves everyone thinking what other secrets the cave might hold, and whether this alien-like figure was just a glimpse of something even stranger hidden deep within. Skinwalkers. In October 2023, trail cam footage from the Appalachian Mountains surfaced online, sparking fear and speculation. The first clip showed two oddly thin humanoid creatures crawling on the ground, one carrying what looked like something odd in its mouth. In the next shot, the creatures briskly walked past, seemingly aware of the camera's presence. Many viewers claimed that these unsettling beings were skinwalkers, shape-shifting spirits from folklore. Others thought they might be cryptids like the rake, or even an entirely unknown entity. With the Appalachian Mountains' long history of strange sightings, the footage only deepened the mystery of what truly creeps in the wilderness of these mountains. Alien encounter in LA.
Person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us.
A homeowner in Los Angeles spotted two strange beings in his backyard. It was about 8 feet tall, and the other one was said to be inside the house. Terrified, he immediately called the cops and explained the situation. From their appearance, he believed they looked just like aliens, but what they were doing there remained a mystery. The cops arrived, but whether they found the creatures or where they went is still unknown. The fear and confusion surrounding that night remained, with no answers to explain what the homeowner truly saw.
9 feet, 10 foot, I don't know, they look like aliens to us.
Creepy intruder. A CCTV camera in a house's backyard captured a terrifying scene. It showed someone breaking the stairs, but this wasn't a thief. As the camera zoomed in, a glimpse of the figure revealed glowing eyes and a creepy face. It was a devilish entity. The video abruptly ended, leaving everyone in suspense. No one knows what happened next, but the creepy sight left people thinking, did it enter the house? If it had, it would have been a serious problem. The mystery of what that creature truly was still remains, and the fear of what could have happened also remains. Creepy crawler. In Bogor, West Java, Indonesia, a group of teens were hanging out on the porch. While one played guitar, another was recording the moment on video. In the footage, the cameraman was shocked when he saw a mysterious creature crawling onto the porch. He told his friends to look, but they insisted they saw nothing. The creature moved closer to the cameraman and attempted to grab him. He backed away in fear, and shortly after, the creature disappeared. The recording stopped soon after, and the creature was said to be a toyol, a spirit believed to be the ghost of a baby that expired before birth and is said to roam the place since.
Eto nyampur yung sieta.
Shapeshifter.
How do you track them?
There's 2 more black dots. Oh, what the crap? Is that a guy?
A drone was flying high over a rural area when he captured 2 sheep running around peacefully. But then things quickly took a strange turn. As the sheep went behind a tree, they disappeared. Instead, a human-shaped figure appeared. The transformation happened in mere seconds. What was it? Many believe it was a skinwalker, the creature known as weird-looking and unsettling to those who encounter it. The quick and odd change left viewers both scared and confused about what they had just witnessed.
What was that? Dude, that was a skinwalker. What?
Vanishing beast. Some boys were playing in the river when they spotted something strange, a black, tail-like creature floating in the water. It didn't look like anything they'd seen before. Curious and brave, they decided to pull it down, hoping to stop whatever it was. The video shows them struggling, tugging at the mysterious thing. Just when it seemed like they might have succeeded, the footage cuts off. What happened next? No one knows. Did they actually stop it? Or did something else happen? The unanswered questions make this encounter even creepier. Strange creature. Security cameras are usually used for protection, but this one caught a strange thing. On January 16th, 2023, a CCTV camera in the backyard of a house recorded a creepy sight. A pale humanoid creature appeared on the wall. At first, it looked like it was trying to climb up, but then, suddenly, it jumped back and disappeared. If you didn't recognize it right away, the creature was most likely a rake. A rake is said to torment humans by silently watching them, invading their dreams, or appearing at night to instill fear. This footage made everyone think what exactly was captured, and many couldn't shake the weird feeling it left behind. Scary entity. A camper was in the dark woods of the Appalachian forest when something terrifying appeared just outside his camp. It was a humanoid figure, much bigger than a normal person. Its limbs were elongated, and its skin was hairless, just like a rake. The creature moved closer, and the camper got scared. He wanted to escape as soon as possible, but he was already too late as it was so close to him. And since then, no one has heard anything about him. Who knows where he went? Mysterious creature. A local was heading home one evening when he noticed a strange thing standing in the parking lot. At first, he thought it was just a cat, but as he looked closer, he realized it wasn't. It was a small chupacabra, its humanoid body clear under the dim light. Its eyes glowed with an unsettling presence, and the man could sense its nature, so he slowly backed away, not taking his eyes off the creature until he was safely inside. He knew this was no ordinary animal. It was far more terrifying. Dog or lizard? A homeowner was in his backyard when he noticed an unusual sight. At first, he thought it was just a small reptile, but as he looked closer, he realized it wasn't just any reptile. It was a lizard, but with a body like a dog. The mix of these two creatures made it look like a hybrid, something he couldn't quite understand. But that wasn't the end of it. A local near the woods had a similar experience. He spotted a humanoid figure, but it had a tail. As he got closer, he noticed its features were strangely lizard-like. If anyone else had been with him, they would have probably run off in fear. Unknown creature. A local was passing by the woods when he saw a creepy thing step out. It had the face of a cat, sharp claws, and a long tail, just like something straight out of a nightmare. But it was real. No one knows what happened next. And that wasn't the only strange encounter. In another story, a camper in a remote forest heard someone heavily approaching. He recorded the moment, capturing a wolf-like creature with unnaturally large ears, pale skin, and an aggressive stance. But what was even stranger, at the most intense moment, the video suddenly cut off. Some believe it was an otherworldly being, while others aren't so sure. Creepy humanoid. In the footage, a strange creature with two heads appeared. One head was on top of a long, segmented neck, while the other sat at its base, all attached to a pale, humanoid body. Both heads had big ears and unsettling features. Some believed it was an unidentified monster, while others couldn't quite accept what they had just witnessed. But if you think that's strange enough, it doesn't end there. A camper had his own terrifying experience. He spotted someone approaching, and when he shined his flashlight, he saw a tall, thin, humanoid creature with long limbs. The rest of the story remains unknown. Some say the camper was taken by the creature, which they believe to be a skinwalker. Creature running around. In 1966, during the 50th anniversary of the Easter Rising in Ballagmore, Ireland, people gathered at a cemetery to honor those who had sacrificed for Ireland's freedom. The scene appeared peaceful, with men standing by graves, paying their respects. But recently, someone noticed something strange in the old footage. In the background, a tall, thin figure with long limbs moved quickly, almost floating above the ground. Some believe this figure could be connected to a banshee, a spirit from Celtic folklore known for appearing near lifeless. Cemeteries are said to be one of the banshee's favorite places to appear, which only deepens the mystery of what was caught on camera that day. Evil creature. One night, a homeowner spotted a pair of glowing eyes watching him from the roof. The eyes looked so evil that he quickly ran up to the roof to check what it was. But by the time he reached the top, the figure had vanished as if it was never there. Later that same night, he heard strange voices and decided to investigate. This time, the creature appeared again, but in his confusion, he slipped. What happened next remains unknown, as no one knows what became of the homeowner. The strange, weird eyes and the voices made everyone think if he truly saw something otherworldly. Humanoid bat. A local, while wandering through the neighborhood, came across something terrifying. In one house, he spotted a humanoid hanging upside down. Upon closer inspection, he realized it was a vampire, just like the one said to roam the nights. Fortunately, it was daytime, and the vampire did nothing, as sunlight is said to keep them at bay. The local, too scared to move, stayed and watched. Had it been nighttime, the encounter might have gone very differently, and the local could have found himself running instead of staring in shock at the eerie sight. Terrifying sighting. A creepy video surfaced online showing two humanoid beings joining together, transforming into a strange, tentacle-like creature. The most chilling part? It moved straight through the window of a neighboring house, beginning to enter. As it did, the entire house filled with a strange glow. And then the video abruptly ended. Viewers were left confused and terrified, not knowing what happened next. Was it some kind of creature from another world, or something else entirely? The unsettling mystery surrounding the footage continues to leave people on edge, unsure of what they just witnessed. Strange creature. In 2020, a street camera captured a strange sight. A man was running in a panic through the night, but as he came into view, viewers realized it wasn't just a thief chasing him. What appeared was a beast crawling on all fours with a long tail, looking like something out of a cryptid story. The scene was eerie. Then in 2021, a similar camera recorded two people running in the same area, and this time, the creature was after them too. One thing was clear. It was the creature's territory, and it wasn't letting anyone pass through that street at night. Skinwalker caught on camera. In Australia, a driver was making his way through the forest when a strange thing happened. As he drove, a humanoid figure suddenly appeared, moving quickly in front of his truck. It emerged from the darkness, then vanished back into it, disappearing as if it had never been there. The glimpse lasted only a few seconds, but it was enough for the driver to realize what he'd seen. It was a skinwalker, an unsettling creature known to roam the woods at night. With the forest so quiet and dark, it felt as if the woods were hiding more than just trees. Strange siren head. An explorer was walking through the woods when he heard a strange voice in the distance. It sounded like someone was in need of help, so he decided to check it out. As he got closer, the sound became louder and weirder. That's when he saw it. A giant, skinny figure, taller than the trees. But the strangest part? It didn't have a head. Instead, it had a couple of sirens where its head should be. It was Siren Head, a being known for making creepy sounds to trap people. The explorer froze as it spotted him. Well, I hope he got out of the situation safe and sound. Terrifying encounter. Two friends were out in the dark, one sitting on a bicycle while talking to the other. Suddenly, a small figure appeared out of nowhere, making them both jump. It was quick, and before they knew it, it ran off into the darkness. The friends were shocked and started chasing it. At first, it vanished into the shadows, but then they saw it again. They ran after it once more, but it disappeared again, this time for good. They never saw it again after that night, and they later heard that it might have been an elf. Creatures in folklore said to live for centuries, even thousands of years. Creepy creatures. A strange and unsettling video surfaced online, unlike anything seen before. A researcher ventured into a cave, but this was no ordinary cave. Inside, he discovered beings with a terrifying mix of humanoid and monstrous features. Their bodies were hunched, with sharp teeth and glowing eyes, evoking a goblin-like or subterranean predator appearance. The cave seemed alive with these creatures, watching the researcher as he moved deeper inside. The atmosphere was scary, and as he passed by, it became clear that these beings were not to be trifled with. Just as the tension reached its peak, the video abruptly ended. No one knows what happened next. Spooky pale creature. In Kentucky, USA, a homeowner reviewed footage from his street surveillance camera and saw a scary thing. It wasn't a human, but a strange being moving slowly and with odd, unnatural movements. As it crossed the frame, the homeowner couldn't believe his eyes. The figure looked just like the aliens often seen in movies. This footage was more than just a strange encounter. It was proof of something many had only heard of in stories. The creepy footage made people think, could it be real? What was this mysterious creature caught on camera? And how many more are out there, unseen? Caught hiding. A local was walking near the woods when a terrifying sight caught his eye. Behind a tree, he saw a strange creature, its form barely visible. In a flash, it dashed behind another tree and disappeared. The whole event was caught on a blurry video. He believed it was a skinwalker, a creature said to have the ability to transform depending on its needs. The creature was never seen again, leaving the mystery unsolved. But many who heard the story couldn't shake the thought that something far more sinister crept into the woods. Strange creature. A video surfaced online in 2021 showing a homeowner inside his house, when suddenly he heard unusual noises coming from the door. Curious, he went to check it out, only to find a bird standing there. Its wings were wide and open, something no normal bird would do. The creature seemed almost unnatural, and the way it behaved was unsettling. What happened after that? No one knows for sure. The video cut off, leaving many wondering if the bird was simply a strange anomaly or if something more mysterious was at play. Mysterious encounter. A video went viral, leaving people scared and confused. It showed a group of people standing in a river, not swimming, just standing there. One of them held something strange, a black, hair-like object floating on the water. They seemed to be interacting with it, but no one could figure out what they were doing. The group said it was a water ghost, a creepy thing that's been haunting the river for years. People who visit the river at night have claimed to see it too, adding to the eerie stories about this spooky place. Chupacabra or shapeshifter. A local spotted an animal rummaging through a dumpster. At first, it looked normal, but upon closer inspection, it seemed off. The creature was no ordinary animal. It was a chupacabra, the legendary beast known for haunting livestock at night, with glowing eyes and sharp features. It was busy searching for food. Luckily, the locals were far enough to stay safe. Had he been closer, who knows what might have happened. Carbon creature. This weird video appeared online in 2011, showing a group of people gathered around something locked inside a vivarium. The creature inside was different, green, and completely still. According to those who were there, it was a carbon creature, meaning it was based on carbon, the very element that forms all life on Earth. But despite the strange sight, its story and location remain unknown. I'd love to know if you know anything. Curious catch. Have you ever thought about a creature that lives both on land and in water? Sounds impossible, right? Well, not in this case. A video surfaced online showing a man holding a creature in his hand, but it wasn't ordinary. It looked like a small deer, but instead of feet, it had a fish-like tail. Locals believed it was an unidentified creature, while netizens thought it might be a hybrid. No one could say for sure what it was, leaving the story unsolved. Haunting hybrid. While exploring the woods, an adventurer came across an unusual creature. It seemed like nothing he had ever encountered before. The being had enormous, glowing eyes, a wide mouth, and a long, snake-like body that slithered across the forest floor. The adventurer was both fascinated and terrified. Some people who later heard the story suggested it might have been a hybrid, a strange mix of animals, while others speculated it could be an entirely unidentified species. Despite all the theories, no one knew for sure what this creature was. Legend exposed. While wandering through the woods, a woman spotted an animal moving in the distance. At first, she thought it was a deer, but as she got closer, she realized it was much weirder. To her shock, it turned out to be a chupacabra. But the mystery didn't end there. In Texas, a family had a strange encounter with a similar being. At first, they were confused about what they had seen, but later discovered it was a baby chupacabra. Thankfully, they were able to catch it, though they never would have dared approach it if they had known how terrifying it could be. Creepy entities. On April 2nd, 2024, a chilling video surfaced, captured by a trail camera near the Ong River in India. The footage showed two heads floating in the water, weirdly watching directly at the camera, as though aware of being watched. Locals have long whispered about spirits haunting the river, with a dark history of unexplained drownings and disappearances. The unsettling sight led many to think whether these figures were mere illusions, or if they were somehow connected to the river's tragic past, adding to the mystery surrounding the area. Glowing eyes. While exploring the wilderness, an adventurer stumbled upon a cave. As he passed by, he noticed a pair of glowing eyes staring from within. Suddenly, the eyes moved, and a creature emerged from the cave. It was monstrous, skinny, with huge claws. The adventurer barely had time to react as the video abruptly ended, leaving people thinking if he made it out safely or encountered far worse in the cold shadows of the cave. The creature's true nature remains unknown. Abandoned building. That's why you shouldn't explore abandoned buildings at night. A paranormal expert investigating an old, creepy house noticed there was a strange thing in one of the rooms. Curiosity got the best of him, and as he approached, he was shocked by what he saw. A pale figure with a red head and sharp teeth stared at him. His mind struggled to comprehend what was happening, but fear quickly took over. Without a second thought, he turned and ran away, hoping he'd never have to return to that terrifying place again. Let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. Some friends, while exploring an abandoned building in the forest, stumbled upon a terrifying thing in the basement when their camera captured a creature with pale skin, a thin body, and 4 arms. Its mouth stretched unnaturally wide as it stared directly at them, creating an image straight out of a nightmare. Some believe it could be a failed experiment or a supernatural entity guarding the place. What do you think it was? Tell me in the comments below.